So, I'm back. Let's talk, okay? I'm here today just to do a little bit of a rant, if you will, about Windows 10. Windows 10. So, maybe about a month and a half, 2 months ago, maybe longer than that, I got this notification on my laptop. I have a Dell laptop, model number I'm not sure of, but I've had it since about 2011. I got this notification that told me that I was eligible for a free installation of Windows 10. So I'm thinking, my first thought was, bitch, what's the catch? Because there's always something. There's always something. So, like I'm saying, I'm thinking to myself, what is indeed the catch, my darling? Because in previous years, all the way dating as far back as I can remember with Windows, from Windows 95, anytime there was an update, you had to pay for it. Windows 95, 98, 2000, it was something else in between. The Windows Vista, 2003. Yeah, there's always been a need for you to pay for it. So why is this option free? Now, I probably watch a little bit too much TV in this particular aspect because I'm thinking, girl, the government trying to see exactly what people are doing. It's a way for them to get free access to all of your information because they need to update it so it'll be compatible with their spy equipment, Big Brother equipment. Now, that's me being, forever the conspiracy theorist. The first notice told me that in a few weeks, to go ahead and register so I could be one of the people who would receive the free version of Windows 10. And I'm like, okay. I went ahead and filled out the information because I thought it was spam at the time. And then a few weeks later, it showed me that I was actually eligible to download the software and upgrade. So, since I've restarted my YouTube channel, I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and try this. I went ahead eventually, maybe like last week, I think it's when, last week, earlier part of last week, I went ahead and I downloaded the information overnight, let it reboot my computer, all this kind of thing, and install itself. So I went ahead, did that, and I'm like, okay, cool. It has a really nice, sleek setup. It's kind of like a big ass cell phone setup to where it has, it calls everything an app, which is really what it is. It's all an application. I get that. So cool. I don't have a problem with it. It was a really nice setup. And I'm not saying that it's a horrible thing once I had it because it probably would work really well with a newer computer. I just don't have a newer laptop at the moment. I'm still thinking about going MacBook, and MacBooks are pricey. So I've just not done that yet. So that'll probably be my next move. And I'm sorry if I'm looking down. My monitor is an iPad remote monitor, and this is her. Oh, that's fun to watch it. It's delayed, but to watch it actually do this several different times in the screen. Anyway, side note. So yeah, I went ahead and I upgraded, but then my problem was what I used to edit my videos right now was a Corel. Video Studio Pro X5. It's a older edition because, like I said, I've had my computer since 2011, and I also use Windows Movie Maker. So the Corel Video Studio, which I actually paid for, I paid about $80 for that software, wouldn't open at all. Would not open. And so I'm like, let me tell you what, this is a big humongous scar on my face from where I had a pimple. It's humongous. Anyway, so that's first. Wait, let me backtrack. First thing first, my sound stopped working. I couldn't play any MP3s on my computer because I guess it has moved up to the MP4 format. And it would not play any of the music that I had. So then I kind of went online to kind of troll around to see what I could see about fixing the problem. options were to reinstall my sound card, which I did, and it actually started to work again. So I was like, cool. But here's the next problem with that. Once I reinstalled my sound card, if I was, because I listen to a lot of things with my headphones on. So I put on my headphones, like if you're playing a song or something like that, or listening to something online, it would, you can play it without the headphones in, but once you put the headphones in, you had to completely refresh your internet page, or it would stop playing altogether if it was music. Still no bueno. So I did this about maybe 2 or 3 days, trying to get things still edited using just Windows Movie Maker, which is not what I intend to do. I always use both in conjunction with the other. So I went ahead and I did that for about maybe 3 days, maybe 4. It wasn't very long before I was like, I went online to find out how I could go back to Windows 7, where everything worked. So I saw there was an option. You have 1 month after you upgrade or update it to go back to Windows 7. So I went ahead and I let the thing reinstall all my information to go back to Windows 7. And after the initial install, it worked okay. Like, it was pretty much back to normal. Although I started having issues with, like, say, Windows Movie Maker, where I legitimately, every edit I made, every cut, every paste, every caption I may have typed for the Patrick Star inspired Power of Makeup video. I'm going to try to put it in here, around here somewhere. That video, ooh, it took me a whole, like, maybe 4, 5, 6 hours to edit that. Solely because the program kept shutting down, and then like when I would make edits, it'll freeze. So I had to legitimately save after every edit. Every small thing I did. If I didn't want to risk losing it, every change I may have made, I had to save right after each one. Which was not really a problem because it was just clicking the save button, but it was, you know, it cuts into your flow when you're trying to watch and edit, cut, paste, split, splice. You know, when you're trying to do all that, it kind of cuts into your flow. So, yeah, I suffered through it to get through that. And I finally got it done. Although when I got to the end to try to actually publish the video or create the video file, it would tell me that it couldn't find my files on my computer. Garbage. So, yeah. What else happened with that? Oh, my Corel Windows Video Studio still wouldn't work. And I was like, ain't this about some shit? I just, ooh, if I had never upgraded, I'm like, I'd be just fine. And, yeah. So, I still, most times I don't turn my computer off. I'll put it to sleep, or I'll just lock it, and just reopen it the next time I use it. So, I started having issues with internet applications, like to where Facebook, I couldn't see any of my comments. So I'm thinking if I restart my browser, it'll fix the problem. No, not so much. So I just kept having little issues that would normally be able to be fixed by a restart of the browser or a refresh of the page, and none of that was happening. So I'm like, okay, maybe my computer itself needs a rest. Let me go ahead and I'm going to shut it down overnight. When I finished it for that night, I actually shut the computer down. This was on a Friday night, maybe? No. Thursday night. So, definitely I couldn't have made my Empire video and edited it nowhere unless I put it straight up. So, I think it was Thursday night. I went ahead and I shut the computer down. Friday night when I got home to try to restart that whole, it could never load Windows. It was never able to actually load Windows 7. I got this whole screen where it was telling me that it was looking for the actual software. It was not loading properly. So then after it does that and fails like 3 or 4 times, probably 5 or 6 times, I just kept restarting it, hoping it'll catch. It was a hang up, something like that. I went back, I restarted it again. When I tell you that nothing worked, it comes up with this screen that gives you a whole lot of options to retry. Basically, what I ended up doing was having to do a factory reset to the whole computer. And Dell does offer this Dell Data Safe program where you can, select options or files to save. And I most times keep all my stuff on an external hard drive anyway. And I had been thinking in my mind, you need to do a backup. You haven't done one in a while. I didn't do it. So I had to make choices because then it said there was not enough room on the computer to save the backup file and restore it back to factory at the same time. So all of my music that was on my computer, I had to make the option to leave or lose. And yeah, I had to make the option to lose. I had to, choose to lose that. And I choose folders that I wanted to save, like such as my documents. Keep the folder with the raw files in it from like videos where I haven't edited them yet. So I went ahead, I just tucked it up, and you never think about how much stuff you would actually lose doing a factory reset, like your browser favorites, bookmarks, like where I go and I pay my bills online, all those bookmarks gone. So yeah, I lost all of that, and I'm thinking, okay, at least I have some of my files from the Dell Data Safe backup. Bitch, no ma'am, nothing was there. The pictures were there, but none of the raw video files and things, none of that's there. So yeah, all in all, Windows 10 sucks monkey balls. It's the complete fool. As far as my computer is concerned, maybe it will work better with a newer laptop, Windows, operating laptop. Maybe it would work better, but that's not what I have. So then you shouldn't have offered me that because it was garbage. So, hey, feel free to share with me your Windows 10 experience because mine was garbage, and it really, at this point, is not making me want to. Like, I much rather just save up and buy the MacBook I want with all the memory and the MacBook Pro that I want. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. Until then, we will go ahead and continue to suffer through with my Dell. It's forever changed. Does not work the way that it once did. And I'm not happy about it. And I have Windows 10 to blame for this. And there's very limited support for it. There's a whole bunch of forums you can read, but it's not customer service accessible, where you can even do a chat session with someone to figure out why this is happening, have them help you through it. None of that that's not really accessible to you. You can do an email, but baby, at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning when y'all have already closed and my computer's down, I need to edit, I need to do this, or God forbid, because I'm really considering going back to get my master's online. What if I had classwork? Baby, if that had been the case, oh, they would have definitely paid me not to come back to Windows. But I'm going to let it ride. Beware of Windows 10 if you have an older computer. If you have a newer one and it works, please drop that in the comments so that we know that there is some hope. But until then, this was just a little rant or actual long rant about this. Girl, bad. I got to go see if I can make my computer work. No, I'm kidding. It's working back now, kinda.